Hello, welcome back to my bench. If this is your first time here, welcome. Hello, glad you're here. And if you're returning, thank you very much. Don't forget to register and or subscribe and ring the bell if you want to see more of the stuff I'm doing. And if you want to support me, don't forget I have a Patreon page. It's just a good way to support those of us that make these videos for you. And it really helps a lot. And so does hitting the like button down there. That tells YouTube that somebody actually likes what you're doing. Anyhow, today we have something that hopefully is going to be easy. This was sent in for repair. It is a Aphex Compellor. And it appears to have, the guy says that this is broken. And it's missing a knob. So we're going to take it apart and see just how bad it is, and then we're going to put it through its paces and see if it works. Anyhow, so first things first, take the screws out. And they're little screws, of course. I put the camera in a different spot, so I have to lean way over for you to get a view of the top of my head. We'll hope this works. And I have another little camera set up just for the fun of it. It's back here. Back there. That just kind of shows a view from the back facing down. I don't know if it's going to be any good or not. But hey, it was sitting around here not doing anything, so I thought I'd put it to work. And the top is off. These things are interesting to work on, kind of. They were designed interestingly. These boards, some of them, well, the newer versions, had the ability to just loosen them up and pull them up. I don't know if this is one of them. This thing's been recapped. It most certainly has been. It's been recapped by me. I'm getting back stuff that I've fixed already. So this was recapped in 2022, and somebody evidently landed it on its nose. Okay. Well, what happened to my big screwdriver? All right, so we're gonna see how bad off this pot is here. I have spares if I need them. When you take these things apart, you have to make sure that you oh yeah, I remember this one. I had to make a pot or a knob for it. 3D printed a knob for the thing. Interesting. Anyhow, when you do this, you gotta make sure you take this loose and you loosen up these 3 screws in the front, or all these screws in the front where these pots are held on. So the boards will swing up and get out of your way. So that's what we're going to do. And I don't know where my little... we'll just use pliers right now. You don't have to take them all the way off. You just loosen them up. And also there's little washers that go in the front. When they made these, I presume they had... it's probably a very bad thing to... I know. I presume they had a different type of pot, but with a different size screw set, because they have to have the washers in front of them or they won't, they'll just, the nuts will slide through the holes and it won't work. It's like I said, they may have had just a whole different set of pots when they first designed them and couldn't get them later. Oh, baby. Yeah, okay. I think it landed on its face. 3 of them. That's a 10K. That is a 3K. And that's a 10K. Wow. Wow. Okay. I think we need to check this other side here. This, evidently, I know I sure didn't send it back this way. I can guarantee you that. The only way you're going to break pots, I suppose you could do it in shipping. But yeah, they didn't complain about it. These guys on this side are all good. Well, that's good to hear. All right, so let's take this guy out. Very carefully removing the header pins. Never did like this way of connecting boards together. These are fragile. There we go. All right. Take these guys off the back. Well, fortunately, I do keep spares of things around because you never know. All right, there's that one. Wow. Wow. Well, fun. So, I gotta get this little board off of here in order to get to those. That's... If I remember correctly, this little board just pops off. I think it's held down by that. So, let's see. Find some place on here where I can sort of, there we go, wiggle it free. It's a little LED board. Without killing parts underneath it if I can. There we go. Yep. It just down onto there. All right, well, let's get these out of here. I was just looking to see what the bottom looks like here. Doesn't look like it broke the board anywhere. We'll do some tests and find out. Remember what I was saying about the pots? Look at this. There's space here for much smaller potentiometers, right attached to where these are. So yes, I would say they did have different pots on there. I've done several of these in the past. Some of them I didn't put up. I mean, I won't put stuff up to bore you guys with it. It's all the same thing. Like, fixing 528Es, that's mostly just changing caps, and that's boring. But this one I thought would be kind of different. All right. Bring up the meter. Meter? Hello? Yeah, we're just waiting for it here. Maybe. Ah, there it is. Okay. You can't hear the beeping. Well, you might be able to. But we're just going to do a little tracing here and find out if these lands are broken or anything. That one is good. That one's good. That one's good. We'll do the ones on the bottom first. That one's good. That one's good. Where do you go? That one's good. On the top. When anything takes this kind of a hit, you want to check and make sure that the lands all go where they're supposed to go. Or because you can very easily break the feed throughs or or physically break them where the pads connect to the trace. Those will break off. Those all look good. We're good. All right. Okay, well, went over and picked out the pots that I needed out from I salvaged from an old unit that was hit by lightning or something. I don't know what was wrong with it, but it was definitely dead. So, there's one. Okay, and this one is a 10K. This is a 10K. They cut these leads really short on these things when they put them together, but I guess that's so it doesn't hit the bottom of that other little board. Like I said, I'm hoping this is a 3K in the center. I am truly hoping that this is just a short video. I asked you guys if you wanted to see me do long videos or just keep them to short ones. And from what I can tell, the response was long videos. You guys like the long ones. So here you go. I don't know how entertaining this is going to be. When you recap these, if you guys do this stuff yourself, when you recap these, be very careful. Even I've done a lot of stuff like this, and even have a tendency to sometimes break pads and have to run new lands for where the pads broke. So just be careful. All right, get this junk out of the way. Boy, I'll tell you, hips are not happy today. This old age thing is really for the birds. All right, there we go. Get those out of there. Bring you back in. Make sure everything down here looks good. It does. Got to stand these little guys up. Hold them up and put them in the hold all at the same time. I mean, it was designed for you to be able to flip the board up, which is useless. I don't really understand the thinking behind it. But like I said, I didn't design it, so I don't know. Anyhow, what I was talking about, here, I'll get my phone and I'll take some pictures of this for you real quick. What I was talking about was, let's do a video first, okay. Right down here, get a little screwdriver so I can point it to you. See this little washer right there? That's got to be in front of this plate. So when you put these things down, you got to have enough room to get that washer, just one of those washers in the front and one in the back. So we're gonna try that. It takes a little finagling around. Let's see. You have to loosen up the screws, the nuts a little bit to get them in there. Great. I'll just loosen these all up before I try to do this. I wish you could take this thing off, but you can't. Oh, goody. All right. There. Okay. One in the front, one in the back. Some of these only came with one washer in the front. Some came with two. One in the front, one in the back. And since I picked this guy up, I got to do it too. All right. Let's tighten this down. If you don't do that, if you don't put the washers in the front also, they tend to, the pots will bind on you because they set in too far when you put the front on. Oh, this is silly. Where's my... Hang on a minute. Okay, found it. It's a 11 millimeter little hex wrench for putting these things back on again. 3D printed a whole set of these things, which I have apparently misplaced. Okay. And we got to do the other side too. Ow. How in the world? Ripped a fingernail. Okay. It's another 10K. What in the world happened to this thing? No. Yep, it landed flat on its nose, folks. I didn't even see that one. Is it going to take all of these? I don't want to use up all of my resistors. Wow, those are on there tight. Okay. Wowee. Okay. This one appears to be good and strong. This one's another one of the 3Ks. Is it busted too? Yep. Watch. Huh. Wonderful. How about you? Hello. Okay. That one too. Feels okay. Let's test it out of its of being in circuit. It shouldn't make much difference. Turning. That's 10K. Yeah. This one's okay. At least that side of it is. What about the other side? Gotta check both sides. Should be 10. Turning slowly. Looks good. Wow. Oh boy. And I can tell you right now, this thing took a nosedive off the top shelf. Guaranteed. I got one 10K left. I don't have any 3Ks. And I don't even have that. This one's broken. And that came off my good unit. My trashed unit. Let me see what I can find. Well, all I could find is another 10K. I wonder if I could just sort of make a 3K. Well, this 10K's got to go over here. These are just old standard pots and nothing special about them. A little bit shorter, but I think the knobs will still fit on there. We'll see. This is depressing. $3K is a very weird size. I gotta hack off this little oh boy. Well, interesting. If we put a if I put a 10K in there and I want to get 3K out of it, put 3K across it, but that'd be 3K and 10K, so that's not exactly right. Thinking here. I guess. Well, we can try it. That is the process balance. Well, let's find out what happens. Or else I'll just have to get online and buy some, I guess. Buy a 3K. I don't even know if you can. Why is it every time I say, let's make an easy video, it turns out to be an hour and a half of struggle? Oh, hang on a minute. I'll be back. Okay, here's what we're going to do. We're going to put a 3K across this 10K pot and see if that'll get it. I really kind of hope so. We'll just mount it right on the back of the pot, right there. Kind of cheating. I'll ask the client or customer, or whatever you want to call him, if he wants me to go ahead and order one. Order a 3K for this. Finding it may be fun. I don't know. But we definitely... The problem with these is finding them with a long enough shaft so that they match the others. I think I'm pretty sure that the knobs will fit on here. They did on this middle one here, which I did replace. Gotta cut that little thing off of here. Ouch. Alright, and get me one of these. Okay. This was, like I said, just a quick and easy video. Not. Alright, let's screw these down real quick. Yeah, that's the problem with having that camera way back there, is you can't really see what I'm doing. That didn't help. I'm just screwing the knobs back, or the hots back down to this board here. Alright, and we're going to put the front on and see if the knobs will still go on. Yes, they will. Not as far as the other ones, but they'll still go on. Okay. Whew. Wow. Okay, little boards, put those back on. And this shorter one. Well, am I glad they did this. That would make it just hell. Alright, now we'll hook it up and see what it does. Plug everybody back in. Power supply, power's carried over by this. Not this, this. Okay, and clean up a little bit. Big hand. Big hand. Alright, power supply. It's off. Alright, let's see if I can get... I was messing around with it, and I think I got the desktop scope to work, maybe. Let's see, I need an in to here, going to, what the heck, let's try this one first. The in on there, and I need the out. Click. I need the out from here, going to the scope. I know it's not 600 ohms. We're not worrying about that right at the moment. We're just see if it even works. Let's see if we can get the scope up. First of all, let's go put get the function generator up here. And no, it is not 10,000. For some reason, this defaults to 10,000, and I don't know why. It doesn't go until you push a button, thank goodness. We'll go with 1,000 and 3.8 volts. All right, that's good. And sine wave. Okay. Now let's pull in with the scope. There's the scope, and I forgot to turn this around. Ta-da! Flipped around. Okay, so there's the scope. This thing, when it's not turned on, it automatically goes through these little relays here and just forces whatever's coming in to go out. Okay, I'm back. I had to go away for a minute, but we're going to test this thing now and see how we did and see if this pot will work. I think it will. Well, at least I'm pretty sure it will. We got the scope up here on the screen, and I have put a feed into this thing. Both inputs, here and here, are going to the same thing, 1 kilohertz input. at about 3.8 volts, I believe. Where is it? Yeah, 1 kilohertz, 3.8 volts. So let's put the scope back up and take a look at it. And we are in process. We're going to check each side and see what we do. We're going to test this side first. Put this into, which one is which? Gain reduction is in. So we'll put this on gain reduction. And both sides should be approximately the same depending on where everything is set. So, if you watch the scope here, if I take my process amount and take it all the way down, so it's not processing at all, one direction is level. It says level right there. The other one is compress. So that means that if I change my input dramatically, I can't... can I get both of these up here? Let's see, scene, scope. Let's make the scope a little smaller. And let's pull up the function generator so we can see that too. Where you at? Okay, there it is. All right, so if you watch the input or the output on the scope from the function generator, I have to get back and forth to each of these. I'm going to take this down to 1 volt and watch what the scope, what the input does. I'm on leveling, so it should try to bring it back up. And it is trying to bring it back up. And it did, right there. Let's take that back to 3. And it should bring it back down. And it did. Okay, so there's one side. Let's take a look at the other side and see how it's doing. There's the output of the other side. And the levels not identical. They're... Give it a little more here. Okay. We'll take this back down to 1. And it brought it back up. If I take it back down to, or back up to 3, it brought it back down. So it is doing what it is supposed to do. Let's go over to... Okay, this is leveling. I didn't have this one turned the same as the other one. Let's do that again. Okay, so I'm on 3. Let's go to 1. It brings it up. Let's go to 3. It brings it down. So it is leveling. All right, so let's take these over to compress now. And compress, when I take the level back down to 1, it brings it back very quickly. And if I take it back to 3, whoops. 3. Let's try that again. 1, yes. 3, yes. So it's compressing out to from down to up, and from with your input going higher, it keeps it. So it's just the opposite. Let me cut in here for just a minute. When this thing is in leveling, it will try to maintain the same output level no matter what the input level is, either high or low. And when it's in compression, it will try to maintain the output level when the input level goes very high. So the two can work with each other back and forth. That's why they have it set as process balance. You're either balancing it to maintain through a very high level input or, for the most part, a low level input. I hope that explains it better. Let's put this over here, and we will take it from back down to 1 on compression. Up it goes. And 3, there it is. All right, so you can combine the two. It's interesting. I appear. Oh, there we go. I don't have the knobs on the front. I can't tell exactly where everything is, so it's very hard for me to read it. So you can combine it so that it's half on and half off, and it'll sort of try to do the same, all of it by together. So if we take this down to 1, yes, 3, yes. So that side is working just like it's supposed to. The compression is a bit harder to see. If we do 1 here, yes. 3, yes. So this is now working like it's supposed to work. And it appears that our little thing that we did here with the 3.3K pot on the back, thing on the back of the pot, it appears to be okay. It's probably not linear anymore, but it appears to be working just fine. So, tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to turn it off. I'm going to get my screwdriver and open these up a little bit. This is probably the hardest part of fixing these, is getting these washers all on the outside. Real pain in the neck. That one is, and that one is. All right. Another thing that goes wrong with these, I think I did a video on it, is the 3914s and 3915s go bad, which is kind of a pain in the neck when they do. It just, they're getting hard to find, those guys. I did get some from China that were not what they said they were, unfortunately. Okay, so you're screwed down, you're screwed down, you're screwed down. We need to put our little plastic ones. It even says nylon washer. Well, yeah, because if you put this, screw this down, it'll short out the power supply rail from the board. Just like it happens with some of the 528Es. Okay. And let's put some knobs on it. There. Okay, so that says minus 40 and 0 dB. Alright, so there we go. Alright. Let's turn it back on and see what it does. Let's go with the scope again. Okay, it's in bypass. Turn it on. Interesting. Oh, no output because I got no input. Okay, there's my input. There's my output level. Okay. I'm going to take this up. Okay, we're good. And processing. All right. So if I take this up to here, run that about, generally you run that about 1 o'clock, at least from what I've seen. And input is completely dependent on how you set it. There's little things under here you set it. With me feeding at 3.8 volts, which is like 1.4 volts RMS. That's pretty low. So we'll turn that to there, that to there, that to there, and they process to the middle. And turn on the gain reduction. Okay. These are even right about there. That looks about good. They're not perfect, these guys, as far as the lights in the front go. They're okay. But they never exactly match. They don't exactly match, but they're really close. They're within half a dB of each other. All right, so we got it on. We got it going. Processing is on. So let us get the function generator up here. Take it down to 2 volts. And where's the scope? Let's see. The scope and function generator. So if we take this to 2.8, a little bump and it came back up. 3, bounced up and came back down. Good. That's on that channel. And on this channel, about the same. Take it back down. 2, 3. It's working. It's working just fine. Wow. That's interesting. Stereo. Let's see. Minus 40. Let's see if our silent sensor comes on. Just get rid of that. Okay. No. Silent sensor came on. And it's on no matter where you go. So if I raise this up to, let's take it up to 1 volt. And watch the silent sensor light, which is right there. Off it goes. Okay, so silent sensor is working. I don't have a way to do the stereo, but if both sides are working like they should, it'll work. All right, so we have it works. It works just fine. The only thing I got to make sure is that these little lights come on here, these DVGs, and the DVG light will come on if I take this down, if I go up to 3, and then, yes, the DVG lights are working. That's what these little blocks in the back do. So, yes, it is working. Everything is working like it should. Wow. This is fun. Fun, fun, fun. Get rid of everybody. There they are. All the pots are shot, busted, broken. It landed on its nose, and no matter what you do, it just drove itself. Just broke them off. Oh well. Hey guys, thanks for stopping by. I'm sorry this was such a long drawn out sort of thing that was supposed to be an easy one, but it turned out not to be so simple. That's for sure. And that's what happens when you open your mouth and say things, I guess. Ah, well. Until next time.